Welcome back to CTV Morning Live. Brenda Hollingsworth joining us from Auger Hollingsworth. We've been talking about schoolyard safety, the kids heading back to school. We were talking about them making the commute themselves, either on their bike or walking. We've talked about the school bus safety on the outside of, of the drivers being very aware. A lot of cases can actually happen while the student is actually on the school bus.
Right, and we've had a number of cases where passengers on school buses are injured. I mean, most obviously, if there's a collision, and sometimes that happens. School buses get into to collisions, and sometimes it's the school bus driver's fault, and sometimes it isn't. Those are treated like a regular motor vehicle accident. So you would get accident benefits, like we've talked about many times, and potentially have a claim against the at-fault driver. Other times, accidents happen because children are injured when the bus maybe goes up on a curb, or the bus driver might slam on the brakes. And those cases are more tricky. If you have a child who's injured in a situation like that, you definitely want to talk to a personal injury lawyer, because bus drivers know that they have children on board. They know that they need to be driving defensively so that that kind of thing doesn't happen. We have cases where children have been thrown off their seat and broken an arm, for example. That would be something you'd investigate. What happened? Why did the driver do what he did? Why did the child fall? And so those can potentially be claims.
Are there ways that children can avoid some of these? I mean, it's inevitable, right? Sometimes they're going to stand or walk or not do what it is that they're supposed to do, and then how does that change with the liability if the child knows that they shouldn't be doing something and yet injury happens?
Well, I mean, that's always tricky, right? That what you're talking about is really what we lawyers consider contributory negligence. Contributory negligence is tricky with children. Like a 7-year-old is going to be treated differently than a 13-year-old. So it kind of depends on what we're looking at. But sometimes the kids will tell you, well, the bus is out of control. People are always standing up. And then if that's the case, the school needs to look at, do we need monitors on the bus? And if so, what training should the monitors have? Some schools do use monitors, some don't. Sometimes the monitors, if they're grade 6 students, make it worse. So you have to look at, what steps should that bus have taken based on the general behavior of the kids on that bus. But yeah, remind your child, don't stand, don't walk in the aisles, face forward. It's really important in the car, on a bus, that you're facing forward, your shoulders are square, because if something happens and you're twisted, you're going to be injured a lot more seriously than if you're sitting square in front. And we see that in car accidents too. 2 feet on the ground if your feet reach the ground. That's the way to sort of ensure that you're as safe as possible on the bus.
All of these safety tips, and they really do apply for so many of the things you've talked to us
Sure.
about in previous segments. The best thing to do, though, is the communication with your child and going
Yes.
through all of the different steps that they're going to be doing with their transportation to and from school and schoolyard safety as well.
Yeah.
But if, as always, there are instances, we're hoping it's a safe year for all of our families out there.
Absolutely.
But if you're concerned or if you have a question, the best thing to do is always to just call and ask.
Yeah, that's right. We offer consultation. We'll tell you if you don't have a case. We're not shy to do that. If you do, or if we think there's something you can handle on your own, we also tell you that. So give us a call. We answer many calls every day from people who just want to know, what are my child's rights here, and we'll tell you happily.
Always a pleasure. Thanks so much,
Thanks.
Brendan. If you're looking to be able to connect with them, there's a number of different ways, either through the website, which is, of course, www.askbrenda.ca. And you've done the 2 locations. Have we settled in on the 2 locations?
Yes. So we're open on 304 O'Connor. We opened this summer, and we just finished redoing the building. It's actually quite lovely. There's on-site parking. So for our clients or potential clients in the East End now, you don't have to go to the West. You can come downtown. It's very easy access off the Queensway.
Perfect. The number's all listed on your screen.